I know the math on that really doesn't work, but... Oh, so last Zilch of the day, what I thought I'd do is I'd do Parunzel. Now, if you haven't seen me before, you haven't, or first time? Okay, what I do, let me explain, is I teach people how to leak in a spiffer and dangler. So what I'll be doing is kicking my Swansonins back and forth at the lead of spite. You good so far? See, at Tunheimer weather, post people have worn their turds around. You know what I'm talking about? And everybody, it happens to everybody. At Tunheimer weather, you'll find yourself, you know, maybe under a little pressure, and you're trying to sound your best, but something accidentally comes out like, philosopher! I'm not under the alkafluence alcohol. Guy, Polly, my breedometer must be spoken. I was at that Fenteron festival, eating a lurkey tag, but my fresh bed kept dropping off my tinky. I didn't know it was a gladimless bass. Now, when that happens, that's called a spoonerism. The reason it's called spoonerisms is because of a real live dead guy. Yeah, his name was Reverend William Archibald Spooner. Now, that reverend part, of course, means he was a man of the cloth, a minister, an Anglican priest. Familiar? Anglican? Church of England, Episcopalian, Catholic Light. Yes, all of the ritual, none of the magic. Yeah. A guy gave me a great definition a couple of years ago. He called it Catholicism for people who flunked Latin. Well, Reverend Spooner was an Anglican priest. He was an Oxford Don, a college professor. He taught theology. He had this one little quirk. Every once in a while, you all right, Paul? That's all right, Paul. Go do what you need to do. This is Brother Paul. He's been doing magic here all day. When you come back, notice I say when, not if. Make sure you catch Brother Paul's show. He's right here. Usually he follows me, but we're at the end right now, so. And he sneaked, nobody noticed. Yeah, oh, I thought that was lightning. So, anyway, Reverend Spooner used to say things like, the Lord is a shoving leopard, or pardon me, Padam, the spy is occupied. May I sew you to another sheet? Story goes, he once closed the wedding by saying, it is now customary to cuss the bride. Supposedly, he toasted Her Majesty by saying, everybody glaze your rasses to our queer old dean. He did this so often, his students coined the term a Spoonerism. But even the ancient Greeks had a word for it. They called it metathesis, or the art of switching. And that's all the intellectual stuff I'm going to throw out at this point. So, now, let's do a story. What I thought we'd do is the story of Parunzel. Parunzel, everybody know it? Now, Parunzel is the stewest of minorities and can be just a smidge, a titch, ever so slightly. I wouldn't worry about it. Some people might find it edgy. Just a little risky. Not risque. Risky. I don't do risque. No, I don't. For two reasons. One, I'm 60 years old and there's really no market for it. And two, my own children are allowed to watch my shows and always have been. But every once in a while, I look out in the audience because I can see you.
No, you can't.
I know you find that preposterous. But I can see you, and there are people out there who believe I can't. It happens every once in a while. It's usually 13-year-olds. Anyway, I will look out in the audience. I'll see a look coming back at me, and I can tell it. It's the look that, oh no, heavens forfend. The young person sitting next to me is going to understand too much. Really, if you haven't gotten through 7th grade, this is going to be a lot like watching NASCAR. Yeah. Turn left! I keep yelling that at the House of Representatives, but oh well. If you are of delicate sensibility, all I will ask is why would you go out of your way to come find me? All right, let us begin. We're going to do Parunzel. Remember, Punk Danik, for this is perfectly pimple. You just got to tink faster than you fuck. Yeah, now I've got your undivided attention, haven't I? Let's start. Parunzel actually starts out with her poo parents. Her poo parents, that would be your father and mother, who are a poor cudwater. All right, everybody stand around cudwater. It's like a jumberlack, only without the channel flirt. Yeah, a guy with an Igbax goes around chopping down cheese. A ball bunion. An environmental terrorist. The new head of the EPA. The guy who discovered Nebraska. Yeah, Nebraska, penance for wanting to go to Colorado. Okay, that is the sound of people who've driven Interstate 80. If you've never driven I-80, it's much like this. I'll do a little North Platte mine for you. It goes like this. It goes.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have a poor Cudwater. He's got a Wegning Prife. Yes, he's got an onion or bobbin. She's in a Wamley Fay. Shaped with Groyle. Pensely dopulated. Really regretting that tattoo. Yeah, it started out a butterfly, but now it's more like a pterodactyl being killed by lightning bolts. It's kind of hard to tell what it is. It's going down in flames. It's certainly a drain. So, we have a poor Cudwater, a Wegning Prife, and this core couple having a louse right next door to a wuggly old itch. But this wuggly old itch has a thin grum. That means she's got a nice pardon gatch. A vegetable batch. She's got some Christ knops. She's got lots of vein creepy vegetables that are unholy faceted and good for pregnant primins. So there. Now, the warpipe, the warpwoman, she dens her space, wearing out her stindo, having these credible tamings, until finally she can land it no stronger. She habs her husband, and she says, "Bisson luster." She had kind of morphed into Jesse Ventura late in her pregnancy. It's a conspiracy. I love being back in Minnesota where they understand me. She says, "Bisson luster, you better seal me a stallion. You're going to be keeping on the slouch for the lustier rife." Well, the whore husband, he knew that it was cestational injanity. But he was at the rend of his oak against his jitterbudgment. He got down on his hands and knees. He went digging into that snartin. Well, just as he started licking her penis. We have arrived at that part I warned you about. And there's more. Suckle your beat belts. Hatten down your batches. Duct tape the children. I just find that to be an effective parenting tool. Oh, come on, a ceiling fan, a roll of duct tape, and a small child. Hours of entertainment. My girls are going to be astronauts. Here we go. Just as he started licking her penis, the ugly old itch comes horning out of her stouse, and she is mopping head. She's gaping at the scrap of her tongue. She's yelling, "Who's peeking through my snatch?" I tell you, that'll give you a hatal fart attack right there. But so far, I'm not seeing any porches or titchmarks. Sounding all clear, we're moving on. The whore husband nops to his trees. He's dabbling in the girt. He's yelling, "No, no, don't nerd me into a toot." Okay, do you sit around nerd me into a toot?
Yes.
Crimey little sleeter about this thong like a malisander? Crawls on the ground, leaving a trimey flail. And if you pinch its butt, its fail calls off. Yeah! And it weeps giggling regularly.
Well.
And then it bows crack. And then it tries to sell you insurance.
That's a gecko.
No, no, don't turn me into a toot. All right, says the ugly old itch. You drop your stavling. I shall pick titty on you. I missed that one in the editing process. She says, I shall not turn you into a toot if you give me your churst foreign bile. This is some barred bargaining here. No, really. I mean, it's going to be his bugly little snavy, right? Not like a bean-aged tort. If you take your Peggy Banson with the hode, Mr. Man. This is going to be his bugly little snavy, but that whore husband, he was shared skitless. Somebody tell me I said that right. Yes. He farted stinking. He realized he was going to be... Will you come to all my shows? Can you breathe? Can you breathe? Okay, don't panic. I've been recently certified in VCR. No, I mean CRP, ATM, MTV. I can do the Heineken remover. And I can set your clock. Oh, shoot, if I can find your menu button, I can do anything. Okay, you're pulling euphemisms out of thin air. No, don't turn me into a toot. All right, says the ugly old itch. If you give me your thirst for and biled, I shall not turn you into a toot. Now the whore husband, you farted stinking. He knew he was keeping on the slouch for the rest of his life. He wanted to be a booming he. This is all right, bake the tabby. That's going to go over big at home. But he hoes go, in a double of case, their biled is chorn. He and his war pipe are bugling their snavy. When the ugly old itch leaps up in that ribbing poom, babs that gravy and pissed ears. Now, we hump a jet. Yunty beers go twy. The biddle lady was a giddle earl. The ugly old itch has named her Parunzel. Yeah, Parunzel. Probably because Moonbeam and Rainbow had been taken. Let me ask you guys a question. Are we all experienced festival goers?
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to go in the shops and linger a while and get to know, for lack of a better term, us? Okay.
A little bit.
You've had a chance. Have you noticed? Has anyone noticed that a few of my colleagues have been hit a little hard with the druid stick? Okay, true story. This really happened. Several years ago, I was at a Renisaince themed event, very much like this one, that was at the time closed. Right, so imagine this place. We're done for the day. Audience is all gone. Sun is going down on Renaissance land. The participants, they're out in the parking lot trying to start their cars by chanting and waving crystals. Well, I drive a Taurus, but my ignition system is a Sagittarius. You can imagine the conflict. Oh, you think I'm kidding. I heard scream, I mean scream, across an empty Renaissance festival. Echoing off the buildings, I heard this. Serenity, you're really pissing me off. Yeah, I was confused. I thought, oh no, a meditation has gone bad. Quick, call the emergency guru. No, that turned out to be the sound of a mom yelling at her child. Now, of course, you can name your kid whatever you want, but naming your child Serenity will not stop you from having a 2-year-old. My girls are now 17 and 19. Serenity has yet to visit our house. Now, a few years after that, I heard a kid with a great name. He's about maybe a year and a half old, a toddler doing that toddler run that's mostly bouncing. Right? So this little guy went running by me, and his mom, being a good mom, was in hot pursuit. She was running after him, and she was yelling, Chase! Come back here, Chase! Well, I thought that was worth repeating. So into my show it went. And I started telling other audiences this story. I'm telling this story to another group of people, 2 little boys right in front of me, immediately pop out of their seats and gasp. And I thought, uh-oh, I've struck a nerve. This can only be good. They turned out to be brothers, and they were named Chase and Chance. Yeah, the next one was going to be named Oops. But there's more. A couple years after that, another Renaissance festival, actually this Renaissance festival, over by the mead booth, little boy and little girl are having a tug-of-war. Now, they turned out to be a brother and sister whose parents had gotten them something to share. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You're saying, rookies. So now, of course, these two kids are having a knockdown, drag-out fight. And they're just wrestling back and forth till finally the brother gets it away from the sister. Sister stomps her foot and says, "Justice, that is so not fair." Oh, but there's more. 4 years ago, I'm in a grocery store, Cub Foods in Shakopee, and I hear this, "Pandora, pick up that box." Well, that's going to end badly. And yet, there's still more. A couple years ago, my younger daughter was signed up for an online school. Familiar with online school? Online school? It's like homeschooling, except somebody on the computer is doing all the hard work. So she had actual classmates and teachers that she rarely, if ever, got to meet. Now the online school decided to throw an offline ice cream social. We went to an ice cream parlor because a virtual ice cream social wouldn't be any fun at all. And you'd have to keep cleaning lick marks off your screen. So we go to this ice cream parlor and meet lots of dedicated, enthusiastic, and involved parents, and lots of fine, upstanding American students with their own fully developed little personalities, because they mail them to you with the books before the school year starts. On a flash drive, plug them in. Anyway, we're meeting lots of nice people, and the evening is just about to wrap up when one more family comes walking in. It's a mom and 3 little boys, and within seconds, she's having a good time. Within seconds, my daughter is tugging me, going, "Dad, Dad, Dad, see those 3 little boys over there?" "Yeah." "Thanks for coming." They're named Epic, Legend, and Inspire. Yeah, no pressure there. I didn't smell any patchouli when they walked in the door. Around here we call that ode to old hippie. We had to leave rather quickly, though, because you can actually hurt yourself rolling your eyes. All right, one more, and this one is ripped right out of the tabloids, and I'll apologize now, because for this one, you're going to have to think like I do. And I know that's a frightening prospect, but all I'm asking is that you think in spoonerisms. You don't have to join my lefty pinko communist conspiracy. Unless you really want to, and then I'll put you on the mailing list. So, out there in Celebrity Universe, about 13 years ago, I think, there was a birth, a blessed event, to Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Last name Pitt. Pitt, Pitt, Pitt. Now that's an important point. Pitt. Pitt, 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 Pitt. Pitt. Can you tell me, what did they name their daughter? Anyone? Olive, nope. Shiloh. Shiloh Pitt. Now think like I do. I really do want you at all my shows. I want you leading the way for everybody else. Now, are we all there? We all done the work? Yes. Okay. What were these people thinking? Did they learn absolutely nothing from the career of poor Forrest Tucker? Yeah, I'll give you a minute on that one, too. Do they wake up in the morning and say, "Never fear, our child will never go to middle school"? All right, so, people, when you're having children, you know ahead of time, right? Generally. Why is not the entire audience doing this? We generally. Hey, come on, there are warning signs that are very readable. Yeah, even I know this. Those people are named Cleopatra. Queen of denial. I mean, even I know this. I've had kids. Okay, fine, my wife had the kids. What, I was involved? I was. Hey, I was right there holding the leg saying, "Honey, you ought to see this." That probably should have remained unsaid. But we knew 7.5, almost 8 months ahead of time, something's coming down the chute here. I should rephrase that too, shouldn't I? But that means that everybody has enough time to do some negotiating, right? You get a little list together, a list of viable alternatives. Then you take your list, go out in your backyard, shout names across the neighborhood. Like you're calling them home for dinner. First of all, it eliminates the ones you can't pronounce. And I know you're probably saying, "Why would I name my own child something that I cannot pronounce?" I have no idea. But my brother-in-law ended up named William Wendell Whitehead. Yeah, try yelling that across the park when you're mad at him. And people around here, I swear they named their kids with a Scrabble game. XQRZ, look at all the points we get. Oh, there goes little Apteryx now. You should meet his sister, Pneumococcus. And if you test drive them first, it won't be you out in a public place yelling at your child. I'm sorry, but if you think you'll never yell at your kid, try taking him to a Renisaince festival. But you could be yelling at your child and yelling things like, charity, charity, give that back. Patience, will you wait? Innocent, I know you did that. Uh-oh, where's Faith? Faith, Faith. Who's watching Faith? We've lost Faith! And Hope went with her. Where's Sadie? Slow down. Lance, will you quit poking your sister? Destiny, where do you think you're going? And my absolute favorite, Chastity, do not put that in your mouth. Now, I actually have a little addendum to put on here. About a year and a half ago, I was doing this show. A young woman was in the third row, and I got to the Destiny part, and she looks up at me and says, really? All right. Now, this young lady had been snuggling big time with the guy next to her. There were some serious PDAs going on. So I made a couple of assumptions, and I turned to this young woman and said, so, your name is Destiny? Yes. And you're on a date with Destiny? Now, occasionally, I work Renaissance festivals all over the country, and the shows that are during the school year often have what we call student days. So we'll open up for a shortened day and have 10 to 15,000 elementary, middle school, and high school kids and about 100 chaperones. And we will have a student day. Now, some of these chaperones like to put name tags on their kids. I love name tags because I can read them. And it gives me the opportunity, to pick on some poor kid by going, Jason, it's been so long. And of course, the poor middle school kid is going, how did you know? And in the back of my head is, I'm your real father. But I want to keep working these things so I don't say that. Well, this last March, we had a student day, and I saw a name on a name tag that I thought I could read, so I gave it a shot, and I yelled out the name of this middle school girl and said, Araya? And she said, no, Araya. Araya? Is your middle name Sunshine? How did you know? Araya Sunshine. How did I know? You're the second one I've met. Yes, there is another Araya Sunshine out there in the world. In fact, I've now heard about a third Araya Sunshine. Now, when I said you're the second one I've met, her mom, about 10 feet in front of her, turns around and said, I thought that was unique. No, I've met 3 of those. Now, it has gotten to the point with the name thing that my friends are calling me up and telling me names that they've heard out in the wild. Many audience members do too. But the 2 that stand out in my mind right now, a friend of mine in Greencastle, Indiana, called to say that he heard in a grocery store the following, Defiance? Defiance, why are you disobeying me? Lady, you need a dictionary. And the other one was the ladies of the Greyhound Rescue Guild at the Arizona Renaissance Festival said that they heard in a Kohl's, cash, get out of my purse. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. Anybody remember what it was? Parunzel! Well, Parunzel is now a beautiful baby. Parunzel has been tucked up in a lower. That's like a ball tilting that has no whores. She dens her space, homing her care, which is blonde and round. Emily Sotheby's out a window sindo, kind of like Spitney Breer's back in therapy. Until Dunway, a Pransome Ince is out, falloping through the gorse. Falloping. He's riding a horse in a very manly way. The Pransome Ince is out, infecting his leather spans. Well, what? We don't ask. He hears the suitable binging. It's coming from that ball tilting. So he decides to bite in some bushes and why on the spindo. There he is. He's leaking through the peeves. Well, he's been on that horse a long time. When he sees a ugly old itch come fawking out of the forest. I know it's not really a story without a good fawk in the forest. Oh, come on, you fawked in the forest. This is Minnesota, after all. Everybody fawks in the forest here. Yeah, I know. What are state parks all about, if not for fawking in the forest? Think of those poor people in Arizona who've never fawked in the forest. At least not without Band-Aids and a needle-nose pliers. I've always felt fortunate that I grew up here in Minnesota, where the northern half of the state is set aside just for fawking in the forest. Yeah, they send church groups and Boy Scouts up there. Some of them bring canoes. I don't know if you guys keep up with the news, but a couple of years ago, a couple of our state legislators got into the act and went out fawking in the forest. Do you remember that? It was in the Pooh's Neighbors. Yeah, they got into trouble because they forgot to get out of the car first. Why, I would say that even that Tronel dump... It is just a gift that his name comes out, Tronel Dump. Anyway, that Trundle dump, he fawks in the forest. You can tell something built a nest on his head. So, the ugly old itch comes fawking out of the forest. She goes to the top of the bower. She looks up the window and she says, Parunzel, Parunzel, het down your lair, so I may stime that clothing gare. Well, none of you woe, this hong lon Blair comes wanging out of the window. The ugly old itch has that grare, lines it like a clatter, walls in the crindo, and pissedeers. This makes the prancing mid's killy-rurious. He continues baiting in the bushes. Lonely guy, our priest. He sees the ugly old itch, while out the crindo, hime down the clare, and go fawking off into the woods. So he goes to the top of the bower. He looks up at the window and he says, Parunzel, Parunzel, let down your standards. Yeah, that never worked for me in high school. The hong lon Blair comes wanging out of the window. He has the glare. He himes up the clare. He walls in the crindo. There is a beautiful maiden. Oh, he says, this is my ducky lay. Now, you would think that Parunzel, never having seen a prancing hits before, would be mean and strutty blurter. Maybe even sapping him with a slaw lute for sexual harassment. But no, this is a Terry fail. He is a frictional fits. Aren't they all? They start to flay in pissy case right there. Right there at the bottom of the tilting, they're flopping fluids. But are they looking out the window? No. I mean, if you're going to be waking whoopee with a wave strumming, you got to take a leak out your window. Oh, no. See, it's freezing. You better take a leak out your window. Because that ugly old itch, she puddly sears in the friend away, and she is mopping head. She grabs that grints, and she walks him out the window. He brawls in some bushes, and he atches his scriballs. But really just cocked out his non-tax. But he was bind as a blat, and he went thundering off into the forest, living on a diet of butts and nerries. Then she, you like the butts and nerries. Then she pabs Parunzel, haves her shattered, stuck her in the forest. That's how I lost my job at Fuddruckers. She goes thundering through the forest, living on a diet of toots and rubbers, and that's how it goes. For a couple of years, it's butts and nerries, toots and rubbers, butts and nerries, toots and rubbers, butts and toots and butts and toots and butts and toots and butts. It's a dihybrid fight, and it's totally organic. But then, done way by Chucky Lance, Parunzel, and the Prancemids face meat to meat. Yeah, blowing the vegetarian diet. Parunzel is most soothed by the Prancemids' starry sate. She eyes on his cryballs. Her talty sears wheel his hoons. Okay, she counted his contacts, checked his steaks, and opened the eyeballs. Doink. His steak was restored. They took leap into each other's thighs. And then they hissed Kong and lard. And when their pips linely farted, they hounded his morse. Both of them. And he hookered home to peat his merits and see his pantsy phallus. Which was expensively decorated. Well, you know, little bags and flatters. Oh, good Lord. And there they live, lappily after ever. Oh, my goodness. And now, of course, my favorite part of every show, the part where I grab my hat and